All right, good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I'm very, very excited to welcome Belle Alvarez with us, and she's going to be telling us all about Common Hope, and then we're going to do our Walk for Hope, and so we'll exit the sanctuary, and then we'll see what the time frame is, if we're going to do a shorter walk or longer walk, and we'll just give instructions then. So I'll invite you to come up.
Thank you so much, Calvary Lutheran Church, and thank you, Pastor Aaron, for the introduction. Good evening to all. My name is Belle Alvarez, and I am the Outreach and Partnership Coordinator at Common Hope. It's my pleasure to be with you all today on this Wednesday night service. We are so grateful to have Calvary Lutheran Church as a faith community partner. Your partnership as a congregation helps Common Hope to work alongside families to fulfill their commitment and educational dreams for their children while building better lives for themselves. Do we have any sponsors here today by chance? Sponsors, thank you so much. Your support of students in Guatemala allows us to provide an environment where students and their families can develop and gain skills to be successful lifelong learners. And do we have any people who have traveled to Guatemala on a vision team in the past? Awesome. Before I continue, there's one more partnership celebration I would like to highlight, which is actually something we shared in our 2018 Common Hope newsletter. So this is the healthcare issue. I'm going to be talking a little bit more about healthcare, but in 2018, it was a small vision team from Calvary Lutheran Church in Purim, Minnesota, that asked Common Hope's Guatemala staff, "What is your dream for this clinic?" Thanks to the incredible leadership and guidance of Ron Anderson, sponsor, church member, and volunteer extraordinaire, and retired pastor Rob Nelson, Calvary Lutheran Church took it upon themselves to support a 2018 clinic refresh and renovation project. Together, they led a campaign to raise $32,000 to renovate and update Antigua's clinic and have exceeded that goal. So for many reasons, I'm excited to be celebrating our partnership with you all today. And for some of you, this might be the first time learning about Common Hope. Out of everyone who's here, who's heard of Common Hope before? Okay, so it sounds like we're all pretty familiar. Can I have the next slide, please? For those of you who aren't familiar with our work, our purpose is to promote education, generating hope and opportunity in Guatemala. We partner with nearly 2,000 families in Guatemala, listening to and respecting their voices, while providing access to multifaceted programming unmet by local communities. Next slide, please. While education is at the heart of our work, throughout our 37-year history, we have integrated programs in healthcare, housing, and family development to ensure that the obstacles families face today will not be the same for the next generation. As Guatemala evolves, so must our services to meet the changing needs of our families. When families are healthy, secure, and educated, they are better positioned to build a better future for themselves. Our desire is for each child to graduate from high school with critical thinking skills and to become agents of change in their community. Guatemala is changing. In the current Guatemalan economy, there is one job for every 18 people entering the job market. Approximately 70% of Guatemala's economy is informal, which means people are facing low productivity, low wages, and competitiveness. The evolving environment in Antigua Valley has increased demand for expanded skill sets in the formal sector, but it has also increased urban pressures. In a country where only 1 in 5 students are statistically likely to graduate, and where many adults have a 6th grade education or less, Common Hope students are graduating between 3 to 4 times the national average. In Guatemala, graduates with a high school diploma double their earning potential, while women triple their earning potential. At Common Hope, we're committed to investing in skills that foster greater employability for our graduates, ensuring that they are capable and confident as they begin their careers and create lasting generational change. Can I have the next slide, please? So why are we here today? As you may already know, in Guatemala, families face overwhelming barriers to accessing healthcare, financial barriers, logistical barriers, or simply the ability to take time off. Public health facilities in Guatemala are underfunded and often underutilized due to a limited supply of medicine and equipment. The leading cause of death in children in Guatemala are highly treatable and preventable illnesses like respiratory infections and diarrhea. So what can we do to ensure our Common Hope children and families continue to be set up for success? Exactly what we're doing today. Calvary Lutheran Church, your Walk for Hope is helping to raise funds and awareness to support Common Hope's clinics and partners, which provide health and wellness services to around 14,000 individuals each year. General medicine, chronic disease management, specialty care, and psychological support, all of which were critically important during the pandemic, are available to Common Hope families. Families in Antigua also have access to an on-site pharmacy where they can get their medications at little to no cost. In 2023, Common Hope initiated a multifaceted health plan that includes preventative health screenings, vision clinics, and wellness education. For many students, these wellness checks were the first they'd ever received. For people here today, can I have the next slide, please? Do you remember how old you were when you first started wearing glasses? That's okay. For others, you may recall the first time you took your kids to the eye doctor to get their vision checked. Vision clinics in Guatemala so far have identified 1,193 children who are in need of glasses, which Common Hope has been able to provide. This is a need that otherwise would have gone unmet. We all know how important it is to have a student be able to see clearly in class so they can be fully engaged, thrive, and succeed. Education is the central focus of Common Hope's mission and work in Guatemala. Your fundraising efforts through Walk for Hope directly support this mission. A student's ability to thrive in school depends on their physical and mental health. Access to health care means that students have the tools they need to stay in school and perform at their best. A healthy student is more likely to succeed. That is our ultimate goal. Can I have the next slide, please? It's so inspiring to see all of you who came out to walk today in support of this critical mission. Together, teams and individuals from Minnesota and throughout the country have raised over $29,000 so far. Can we give that a quick round of applause? We have great momentum with Walk for Hope, but it's not quite enough. There is still so much work to be done to make healthcare accessible to students and families in Guatemala. Common Hope needs to raise a total of $70,000, and we need your help as a community. Can I have the next slide, please? So that's why we walk. We walk to raise awareness, and we walk to inspire giving. As you walk today, when we find out what our walk route is going to be in just a few more minutes, I invite you to reflect on the impact that your fundraising has. With your help, we can ensure that thousands of families in Guatemala can receive the critical service they need, such as preventative health screenings, dental clinics, and wellness education, so that families can access the resources they need to live a healthy life and reach their goals. Know that your contribution or donation can go a long way towards providing essential health care for families so they can focus on their children's education. It's almost time for us to start our walk. Before we do, I have a couple of things I was hoping I could share with you all. First, I was wondering if any two people were feeling excited about carrying your church banner on our walk route. I see a couple of hands that shot back right over here. Go ahead. What are your names? Max. Dave. Max and Dave, do you mind holding the banner on each side for me? Awesome. This means you're going to be in front of the walk, okay? Awesome. Next, I'll just share some steps you can take to give if you're moved to donate tonight. We do have Walk for Hope open through Hispanic Heritage Month around mid-October. So if you don't want to give today, but you want to give in a week, your team page is still going to be open. We also have the link to your team page up here on the slide, give.commonhope.org/Calvary Lutheran Church, and that's an easy way to make your online donation. In the tables out here by the fellowship hall, I have a couple of QR codes that you can scan if you have a smartphone. If you'd like to make an offline donation for Walk for Hope using cash or check, you can see me before you leave tonight as well. And finally, before we get started with our walk route, I have a short video to share to kick us off. Thank you so much.